IVM.
Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to IVM Likes. I'm your host Zalak, and let me introduce you to my co-host Antariksh.
Hey Zalak, hi,
Hi.
how are you doing?
I'm
What's
doing
up?
good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. We are very blessed today because we are joined with a magnanimous personality.
Magnanimous.
Yes,
I have never been called magnanimous. This is the first.
this is the first for everything. Yeah, बड़े-बड़े शहरों में छोटी-छोटी बातें
होती
होती रहती
रहती
है.
है.
But I also feel magnanimous is when you go for like college in like some like giving people diploma function, like they call people.
Yeah, you're getting an award at the end of
That's-
this, man.
Absolutely.
So yes, we are joined with the great Varun Dugirala, host of Advertising is Dead, the podcast, and also CCO and co-founder at The Glitch, which is
Also host of the new IVM podcast Think Fast, which is like
Okay,
one
and-
episode down.
Wow, awesome. So think fast also, guys. So many things,
Yes.
Varun. And also
And other shows.
And also a social media influencer in his own right, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah, it is also very cool.
Yes.
So
yes.
yeah, now you have to share this episode. That's why we got you on this.
Yes,
No,
I
that's
will.
not it.
I will share the
That is not
episode,
it.
and I will tweet it out, and I will make. I will not make a reel about it because I still don't know
Okay.
how I'll dance to this. But
Okay, that's fine. That's totally cool. Thank you so much, Varun. Thank you for joining us. On this episode, guys, we are going to be talking about the movies of 2021, the movies we've seen, the movies we wish we had seen, and the movies we still mean to see at some
Yeah.
point that
Yeah.
we have not gotten to. But also, we'll be talking about what is upcoming that we should probably be we are hoping to check out in the near future. So all of that coming up right after this very short break. Okay, see you guys right on the other side.
$100. That's all it takes to begin your journey with Bitcoin and Ethereum. No, really. With CoinSwitch, you can start investing in over 100 cryptocurrencies with just 100 rupees. On top of that, there are zero charges for deposits and withdrawals, so you can trade, buy, sell, however, and whenever you want. All of this, plus their extremely intuitive interface, makes CoinSwitch the perfect app for beginners in the crypto space. But don't take my word for it. Just download CoinSwitch for free and try it out for yourself. If you'd like more information on cryptocurrencies, tune into a show about crypto with me, Rohan Joshi, my new adventure on IVM podcasts. CoinSwitch, kuch to badlega.
All right, and we are back talking about the movies of 2021. Firstly, just to start off with, Varun, did you watch the new 83 trailer?
I did, and I loved it.
Yeah.
So weird story. So we had the Glitch actually shot the behind the scenes for the movie. We had like a 2-member lethal combo who we sent across to the UK. We couldn't send more than 2 people. So we sent 2 people, one who was just looking at the content, one who was shooting and doing sound and everything else. And so we actually shot the behind the scenes. So I've always been excited to see how it would turn out because obviously they used a lot of green screen. They used a lot of stuff. And I love Kabir Khan as a director.
Yeah.
So, but I loved it. I wasn't too kicked about the teaser, which got me
Okay.
a little worried. When I saw the trailer, I'm like, oh my God, this
It's
looks so
gonna be
much fun.
oh, fantastic. So you like all the behind the scenes. So you got to work with all the artists involved in behind the scenes, and just like how the shooting is taking place. All that was behind by you.
So no,
guys.
what we actually did was because they wanted to kind of, and obviously this is a pre-pandemic thing, right? We
Okay.
actually had a team there who was shooting stuff. So we also had snippets kind of coming out on social. Even we were shooting stuff with the cast and crew. I don't know how much of that is going to be used now because our job was just to shoot it and they were going to do it themselves. But I know that the 2 people who went there got to see a lot of it, and I got to see a lot of stills and a few clips as well. This is way
fantastic,
back,
man.
I think 2019. So yeah, so I've been excited for it since.
That's
2
so
years.
cool. Yeah. Have you gotten like have you worked on other movies during the pandemic, like other stuff like behind the scenes or something?
Not really. So this was a one-off kind of a thing. I actually know some people who worked on the movie, so they were like just looking for someone, and we said we just kind of help out. It was one of those. It was not one of those things you kind of went in and said, okay, it's something we do all the time. But it was almost like something that came to us, and we said, okay, let's see if we could do this. It sounds like fun.
Yeah.
But it's not a regular feature of what we've done. But I think we've done a lot of stuff with, let's say, Netflix or Disney Plus and stuff. Where we do a lot more of the marketing stuff. So obviously there is some behind the scenes there, but this has been like predominantly like fly people somewhere, just shoot a behind the scenes. This would be one of the more
Wow, that's
recent
amazing.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Did you have you started going out to movie theaters, by the way?
Yes, I have. I've seen 2 movies in the theaters and I love both of them.
I
Which
saw,
ones?
Okay, yeah, which ones?
Saw Shang-Chi once first. Was super happy.
Great. I loved it.
That is one
Yeah.
category genre for me.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Eternals yet, which is what I'm really looking forward to see.
Yeah.
I chose to watch Dune, which is my like favorite one of the year.
Man, that is smart.
Dune
You know
in the
what?
theater.
You know what? I had the option of this is so stupid, man. You're gonna hit me after this. I really wanted to go watch Dune, but my friend was
I
like,
saw
no,
Suryavanshi.
no, we watched Venom, and
Oh,
Suryavanshi would have
damn.
been, yeah, that you would have definitely hit me for, I'm sure. But yeah, so Venom is somewhere in the middle, but also not a great experience, man. I was sure we should have gone for Dune, and just not.
Yeah.
I watched
Dune needs to be seen in the theater.
I watched 2 movies as well this year, but one was earlier in the year when, you know, remember there was like a short time around March and May
Yeah.
when theaters had opened up. I saw Ruhi in the theater. This was
Oh.
the Rajkumar Rao.
I don't watch horror.
Yeah, Janvi Kapoor.
Yeah, but this wasn't even great. So it
Yeah, it
wasn't
was
even that
very bad.
horrifying.
I'm a
So it was,
person who will get scared by things even a 4-year-old won't be scared by. I am that
Okay.
person. So no chance in hell you'll take me anywhere near anything which has the word ghost, except for Casper. I might watch Casper, but I will not watch it.
Ghostbusters? What about Ghostbusters?
I actually want to see Ghostbusters because
Oh, classic.
weirdly enough, I want to see Ghostbusters because of 2 reasons. One is I love the original, but also I feel like this cast reminds me of Stranger Things, and so that combination somehow
that
makes
is-
me want to see it.
Stranger Things was going for that vibe, by the way. They like grab their vibes from like many different eras and many
Yeah.
different, like, so the 80s eras, but many different movies and shows and stuff. Very well done. All right, so what about you, Zalak? What movies
I
have
saw
you-
actually Tenet last year and then
cool.
Eternals this year. That is it. Again, only 2 movies.
And what do you think of the 2 of them?
Tenet was good, but like it took time for me to just comprehend the
Second
entire
watch.
thing.
Third watch is the best watch.
Third watch,
I've seen it like third time is when you actually get some of the
Yeah.
smaller things there.
I've only seen it twice.
but-
So once I saw it in the theaters and once on my laptop, and then Eternals I saw, which was also actually not great. So I haven't had a amazing movie experience after the pandemic.
Some directors do that so well, right? The making it worth the second watch for
Yeah.
like a particular way of watching it. Like, of course, famously David Fincher in Fight Club and M. Night Shyamalan in Sixth Sense. But
Yeah.
yeah, some directors do that so well. So yeah, Tenet would be one of them for sure. Very cool. So I saw what I said was Ruhi and Venom this year. What else have you seen this year? If not in the theaters, but what else did you watch?
So my genre technically is anything which can be called a masala movie. It is my genre of choice. I like to watch stuff which I don't have to think around. So I'll watch a lot of your, like I love Red Notice, right?
I really
thought
like
it's a lot of fun.
So
I
fun.
might just watch it again.
Yeah, dude, like a great, easy, relaxed. You don't have to think too much. Just like
Exactly.
superstars, like Amit Doshi, we had on the show recently, and he's described it well. It's superstars doing superstar stuff. It's what those stars do. They're great at it.
Yeah.
Let them do what they do. And yeah, that's totally great, dude.
I saw Jungle Cruise as well, which I really like.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
also a huge Dwayne Johnson fanboy,
Yeah, I
so
get that.
no surprises for guessing. I saw those two. Jungle Cruise I loved. They gave me a lot of Indiana Jones meets Pirates of the Caribbean vibe, which I'm guessing is what they went for.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've understood one thing about The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, is he loves the word the jungle. Because I think now there are 3 movies with jungle in them, which is Welcome to the Jungle, which was, I think, called, what is the original name? I forgot the name, but in India released as
Journey to the Center of the Earth. Is that
Yeah.
no?
That's not the
Welcome to
one.
Jungle was I forgot what it's called, but yeah.
Yeah.
He and
There's
that
Welcome to the Jungle,
and
there's
Sean
Jumanji.
from American Pie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly that one. Stifler from American Pie.
Stifler, American Pie. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Welcome to the Jungle. There is Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, and now there's Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, Jungle Cruise was fun. They're getting a sequel as well, so that's been announced. I'm pretty sure Red Notice will get a sequel.
For sure,
I know people make
100%.
fun of it, saying, "Oh, this is like Dhoom, this is like Race 3." I'm like, I like Dhoom and Race, so I'm like, so I'm not complaining at all.
Yeah, I like-
although,
first of the series were good.
so the third one, though, Race 3 is an interesting phenomena of. I think at some point they took the satire part of Race a little too far. It just became
Yeah, I think they were going for
you
like
can't be a caricature of a caricature.
Yeah, they were making like they thought in their brains they were making the 10th Fast and Furious, and Fast and Furious is established slowly. Okay, in this movie we'll get rid of this law of physics, and then the next one and the next one. So like for the 10th
It's
one there
also
are
a
no
Salman
laws.
problem.
Yeah, that's a Salman problem.
Salman's become slower, right? He got so used to slow-mo shots in movies that he's become slower. And as he's gotten slower, the movies only have slow-mo now, you realize. Now, I think he sleepwalks through most movies now. I haven't seen him. I think the last time he acted was maybe Sultan, where he had to act in some way.
I would say.
But
Bajrangi was the last good one that I saw of his,
Yeah.
and I really loved it. I saw it multiple times. It was
yeah,
very good.
I haven't seen the recent ones. Although I feel that he's getting although I feel John Abraham's really giving him a run for his money with what he's doing with those. I don't even know I can't call them movies, whatever those things are. It's like-
whatever those things are.
That formula.
We actually, exactly. So Zalak actually suggested we should probably talk about that formula that actors like Akshay Kumar and Johnny Abraham are using now, right? Which is
Yeah.
doing a certain vein of movies. And I was like, maybe
And
we shouldn't talk to
excelling.
Varun about that because maybe being an advertiser, he doesn't want to get political. But you're the one who
No,
brought it
no.
up.
No. I see. I'll do it. So there's the Akshay Kumar template. There
Yeah.
is the Salman one, the John. All three very different in that sense,
Yeah,
right?
correct.
I feel at some point, I don't think Akshay Kumar was ever an actor. I think he was always a star, right? He was always a star waiting to kind of, and he's a genre. This
Yeah,
Akshay
yeah,
Kumar
I would
movie has always been a genre to itself. You don't really compare it to anything else.
Yeah.
I feel that now also he's become this clean cut-ish, nationalist. So he's got a few things there. It's almost like this is like your brand values. You don't go outside of that. So it's what I even heard about Suryavanshi. Is that it's your typical Rohit Shetty one gives the heroes a character. Here he's still Akshay Kumar, and I think that's the thing there. But I guess it seems to be working for him. I don't think anyone's complaining.
That's true.
John, however, has gotten this unholy alliance with Milab Zaveri, who's not the best person to become unholy alliance with. Because Milab Zaveri has made some of the worst movies written or made ever. Right?
Really? Who is
Yeah.
this person?
This is a man who wrote all those sex
Yeah.
comedies.
Oh, like Masti and all. Masti is actually good though.
Not Masti. Masti is Inder Kumar, who lost his mind at some point of time and started
What is
making Masti.
Ek Villain? He was the
Okay.
director of Ek Villain, right?
Oh,
No. Equivalent. He made Satyam Jayate 1, which is his first directorial, and
Okay.
then 2. But he's written all your, I think those. There were a bunch of those which you could replace with Masti and be that kind, but they were worse
Oh, okay.
than
Like
Masti.
Kya Cool Hai Hum and all that.
That kind.
Masti
Yeah, that
Zade.
kind.
Oh,
One
Masti
of some of
Zade.
those.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Grand
I
Masti is him.
think he-
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, Masti is also
Yeah.
him, by the way.
Okay, Masti also him. Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough. Okay.
So he says he doesn't make movies, he makes masala, he makes crowd pleasers. But
Oh, okay.
the problem is that you see all those movies still had actors. Whatever you might say, Vivek Oberoi, Tushar Kapoor, Ritesh Deshmukh, these guys can act.
Yeah.
John is now just this chunk of muscle who is become
there,
like,
yeah.
I don't even know what to like.
I get it.
But I've heard that he's really big with the gym bros. So gym bros really, I think that's why he's going for that fitness trainer in a local gym who will go watch him ki John kaise laga. Uska bicep kaise sahi tha. Abs kaise the. That's his audience. So he's catering to that, but I don't know for how long though. But
What do
also
you
I feel
think-
bad for him.
What do you think Salman's formula is right now? Because his formula works like undoubtedly the best, basically.
Sweepwalk through stuff till you only have Big Boss left.
But it's also not.
Salman's-
It's also
Or
majorly
his
not the
NFT blows up.
content.
Sorry?
Yeah, it's not majorly the content of the Salman Khan movie. It's the
Sure.
fans.
It's the fan. But
Who
I've heard
make the
Antim
movie
mein
the
he's
movie.
done a good job. Like even Ayush Sharma I've heard is
So if you-
So
sorry,
apparently
brother-in-law.
he gave a lot of screen time to Ayush Sharma,
Yeah.
and he was the hero of
Yeah,
the film,
basically.
apparently.
So are you saying that's what Salman's formula
So-
should be, giving
No.
other people screen time?
So if you actually see Anupama Chopra's review of Antim, right? It's an
Yeah.
interesting deep dive into it. It's a remake of a Marathi movie.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
And she said in the original, the cop character which Salman plays is a very it's a side character. It's not the main character, and it was a lot more gritty and everything else. Here it's been Salmanified. So obviously the cop now has a lot of slow mo. He's still saying that there's still enough stuff for the Bhai fans which has been put in. But because you can't just have that randomly in between something that's gritty, the whole movie has like continuous really loud background music or hardcoreness happening. So I feel that it's unfortunate, and I think Shah Rukh went through that as well, right? You will have a Shah Rukh movie and you suddenly realize that, oh no, how can Shah Rukh not have a romance angle, or how can he not run in slow motion with a jacket flying? I think all of them get to a point where they know they feel like they need to do those 4 or 5 things to please their fans, which is not untrue also. But that kind of kills the movie, right? Like if you look at Fan, which Shah Rukh made, great first half. Second half falls into the, okay, Shah Rukh fans will need these things trap. But like, what a first half that was.
But I also, with these movies, I think that, do you guys think if Shah Rukh Khan was not in this movie and some other actor was in this movie, would Shah Rukh Khan go and actually watch movies like this? Or would Salman Khan actually go and watch a Dabangg, which did not star Salman Khan, which starred some other movies?
So are you saying put your money where your mouth is? Like, would you actually go and watch a movie like this? that
Yeah,
they're making?
correct. Because
That's
they,
a good question.
yeah, because in one of the interviews, Shah Rukh Khan did say that he wants at least 5 of his movies to be movies that have brought in some change. But a lot of his work, even in the past or even now, is not going towards that direction. And even with the newer kids, they like these Zack Snyder and all these classic director movies, but they don't work like that. Like, take for example Tara Sutaria. She's doing what, Heropanti 2?
Okay.
She wouldn't go and watch a movie like
And
that.
she's
I'm
doing
guessing.
Third Up. Okay, Third
Yeah,
Up.
Third Up, yeah. Would these guys go and actually watch those movies? Janvi Kapoor and Ruhi and Ananya in that other movie.
So while Salman hasn't tried anything and done the same movie again and again, I think Shah Rukh has tried stuff, right? He tried something different with Fan. I think the problem is he's trying stuff out, but at some point the movie gets diluted into Shah Rukhness.
I get it.
But I think the idea of doing like, okay, I'm going to play a midget, I'm going to play a fan and the hero. I'm going to. I'm really hopeful for Pathaan. For one reason is that he's doing a genre which I think he's really good at, but hasn't done enough of. Is I have a vague feeling. I have a feeling it's like Mission Impossible. It's what I am sensing. It has that, it's called Pathaan. He's supposed to be a secret agent or something like that.
Okay.
It's him and Deepika. John's the villain. And it's also the biggest call out. Siddharth Anand is directing it. Siddharth Anand is now the templatized Bollywood action comedy, right? So he'll do, he'll do what do you call Bang Bang. He'll do War.
Okay.
So he's doing all those. So he's now the guy you go to. He's basically our weirdly version of Michael Bay.
What was the Siddharth Malhotra movie, the Secret Agent one, in which he was like some kind of
with Jackie
Gentleman or something? It was, no?
Gentleman.
That was this guy, Rajan DK.
That's Rajan DK. Rajan DK.
Rajan DK.
That's so good. Sorry, I was going to ask something.
I have not seen Suryavanshi though. I really want to see it.
You do? I never got into Singham. Anyway, I saw it. I thought it was just meh.
I like Rohit Shetty movies. I think they're fun. Okay. I'm sad he's not made another Golmaal. Like Golmaal 3 was one of my favorites.
Golmaal 1 is one of my favorites.
Golmaal was good.
I really love it. But
I like 3 somehow. Weirdly enough, 3 hit the right bell for me. I'm also, I like Tushar Kapoor in that role. Like for me, Tushar Kapoor and Kunal Khemu in those roles are like it.
Correct.
I will go just for this.
That is great.
I remember the second one.
I remember a great Johnny Lever scene in Golmaal 3, the one with the jet skis. It's just so stupid and funny, dude. It is hilarious. I was saying I remember watching an interview of Shah Rukh's, just quickly finishing off, rounding up Shah Rukh, where he was saying he knows, he's very well aware of where he is right now. He said, I'm still trying to find my cinema right now. Like there is a certain change that all actors are going through in the kind of work that they're approaching or the kind of work that they're getting. And he's saying, I'm still trying to figure out what that is for me. You can see, he's at least trying to make different kind of decisions, right? Trying to make fan. He's trying
to act his age, let's be honest. Like Dear Zindagi was him acting his age. He's not romancing someone as a young person, which I feel Akshay Kumar falls into sometimes. That's a trap he's fallen into. Which I feel a lot of these guys fall into. But it's if I can think of someone who's done it well, in recent times, I think Hrithik's done it well, right? He's actually chosen interesting roles. He's trying to act his age. He's done that. Like, full disclosure, I have seen War many times, but I have fast forward when he's not in frame. I will just watch the Hrithik scenes.
You don't want to watch.
Tiger is fun, but I don't want to see Tiger a second time. Fast forward. Let's move to the Hrithik thing. The only time I've seen lust on Ashutosh Rana's face was in War. Like, literally, that opening scene is lust. Like, he's looking at Hrithik saying, I think I want to. I'm not finishing that sentence.
That's great. Okay, so you said Red Notice, you absolutely loved. Fantastic. What were you saying?
I really liked Ajeeb Dastan, actually.
Ajeeb Dastan?
On Netflix. The 4-part series.
Yeah, it was great. I actually saw all the 4 parts.
Yeah, me too. I loved the last movie a lot. And the second one, I think, with the pressure cooker.
The last movie was, which was the one with...
Manav Kaul.
Manav Kaul one. Yeah. Okay, that one was pretty good. I like that. Wasn't that one with Shekhar Kapoor and Manisha Koirala in it? Was that?
Yeah, that was the third one.
The third one.
Yeah.
Okay, that was.
No, that was some other.
That was not Ajeeb Dastan? No. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of something else.
The third one was Konkana.
Okay, Ajeeb Dastan. Anthology. Okay, okay. Cool. Yeah, that was in that.
You haven't seen Ajeeb Dastan?
I've weirdly seen very few. So I've reduced the amount I stream. I just didn't watch streaming content. I think the last couple of years, just generally stopped watching as much. I have watched all the Marvel shows. I have obviously seen Mandalorian, done that entire round.
What do you think of the Marvel shows, by the way? I really like WandaVision and Loki. Loki was my standout for me.
Yeah, and I thought Winter Soldier was also nice. I think they kind of went back to classical Marvel in that sense. Which is why I'm happy they didn't stretch it. It's not a very long series, so it was great, compact. I haven't seen Hawkeye yet.
Okay, I've seen the first one. It's good. It's like fair.
Yeah,
it's like
it should be fun.
Good chill Christmas watch, I guess.
Do you guys watch What If?
I've seen 3 episodes. Yeah. I saw Chadwick Boseman one. I haven't finished. I have 3 episodes now. It's weirdly enough, what I'm streaming right now, I watch Shark Tank. I downloaded Woot and I realized that they have all seasons of Shark Tank. I'm like, this could be fun. Like, we have lunch, let's watch Shark Tank. Also because I want to see the Indian one.
With an Indian season. Yeah.
Cool.
I want to see that one.
Okay.
But yeah, I haven't streamed enough. Actually, the movie which I actually weird confession. I have actually seen a movie called Ala Vaikuntapuram Lo, which is a Telugu movie.
Yeah.
At least 20 times since 2020.
Okay, what is this movie?
It's a Telugu movie. It's just like a fun masala Telugu movie, which I don't know. I think sometimes you go for comfort food when you're stuck at home all the time. So I kept going back to this movie. Eventually I know which scenes I want to watch again. So I'll go back and watch them. It's like watching YouTube clips. It's very standard Telugu movie, but it's fun.
What's your comfort movie?
My comfort movie, like all time, I would say two. One is, of course, Andaz Apna Apna, which I can just, you wake me up in the morning at 2 o'clock in the morning, make me watch Andaz Apna Apna, I'm probably thanking you. I love Andaz Apna Apna. And the second one is Pulp Fiction, Quentin Tarantino. Classic, of course. Again, it's for me, it's a hilarious
Is that your favorite
movie.
Tarantino movie?
I would say, hands down, yeah, my favorite Tarantino movie. Is yours Inglourious or something?
Yeah, can you see the poster? People can't see it in the thing. See
Oh,
right
yeah,
on top
I
of
see
my
it.
book
It's
rack
a
on
half
top
cut,
is
yeah. Great. Fantastic.
For
Nobody's
me,
alive?
it's Wake Up Sid. I really
nice.
relate
Wake Up
to
Sid
both the
is-
characters
that's your favorite
a lot.
Tarantino movie. Okay, nice.
This is my comfort movie. I think when I first saw the movie, I used to relate a lot to Ranbir's character, and now when I watch it again, I relate a lot to Konkna's.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like it's been a journey.
That's
Aged well.
hilarious. Yeah,
So
yeah.
then actually it's
That is
interesting
so
that the
funny.
movie's aged well then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's very interesting. I'm waiting to see Brahmastra though. I really like Ayan as the director. I think but obviously very different genre he's trying out. Supposed to be super ambitious. Also been like in the making forever now.
Years.
Yeah, for years. Correct.
Yeah.
I
hope
also
it's
saw.
nice though. I want to see Ranbir in a movie which does well. I feel that he's
Yeah,
such
it's
a
been a
good
while,
actor.
man.
It's been a while, yeah.
I agreed. Yeah.
There's this
Okay,
other
since
movie.
you're talking about it, what do you think of Sanju quickly when you saw it?
So who said this to me? Someone said that it's like they took Sanjay Dutt's life and just like painted it white. It's like a whitewashed version, right? It had no gray. I mean, how can you make a movie about Sanjay Dutt and not make it gray? That's
true.
He's
That
gray,
is very-
and
that is great.
it just felt very like
Whitewashy.
bright and happy and like nothing was dark. So I'm like, how can it not be dark? This is like a dark life.
Yeah.
They could have, and Raju Irani being like a very good storyteller and director.
But he's
could
always
have
white.
done
He's always, you realize all his stories are really bright and happy, and
Yeah,
they're like,
that's true.
you don't get darkness through him. So maybe like Anurag Kashyap making that movie, that would have been like,
Yeah.
that would have been
great.
interesting.
Yeah, we should start a campaign, man. That would be a great campaign. We get like a lot of funds for this, like overnight and shit, man. I'm pretty sure. we'll
Let's
be able to
start
do this.
it.
Yeah, I also saw Free Guy this year, another Ryan Reynolds movie. What do you think of that? Did you watch it?
I actually liked it.
Again, fun, man. Ryan Reynolds is doing some interesting
Yeah, time
work.
pass.
It's a Ryan Reynolds character that he's playing in all these movies. Basically, the
So-
Deadpoolish character.
That's his
So the
formula.
problem here
but
is
yeah.
that's all he plays now. He doesn't play anything
that's
else.
him now.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. He's become a star. That's what. It's that crossover. You become a star, you realize there are some things I have to do. Which is why Dwayne Johnson is Dwayne Johnson. Like I think Dwayne Johnson got the mix right? He knows he'll get a Kevin Hart in there. He'll get Ryan Reynolds. Like in
Jason
Hobbs and
Statham,
Shaw.
you get, correct.
Hobbs
Loved
and Shaw
Hobbs and
had-
Shaw, man.
Yeah,
It's fantastic.
yeah.
Dude, I'm not kidding. In the last few years, it's my favorite Fast and Furious movie, Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I
it
can't
is so
deal
fun,
with
dude.
I can't deal with Hollywood Sunny Deol anymore. It's like it's too much.
Yeah, absolutely. It's too much. And
Everything
yeah,
with his
it's-
family.
when was the last time you saw a Michael Bay movie?
The Netflix one. What is that called?
Again,
Six
Ryan Reynolds one,
Underground?
Yeah,
Yeah,
again,
Six
Ryan
Underground.
Reynolds. How's that?
Okay. I think at some point it became too much Bayhem and like nothing else. Like see, it's too flat. It's fun, but if I look at the recent times, the movie, a Netflix movie, I'd watch again. I'd watch Red Notice again. I'd actually watch Old Guard again, and I have seen Old Guard at least
The
twice.
Charlie Theron movie, right?
Yeah,
Old
it's
Guard?
fabulous. Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's about like immortals or vampires or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, it's Immortals basically, but it's
Yeah.
really cool. Like it's really nice, and it's a good, and actually even the story wise, everything else, they have a weird villain which is fine. But yeah, I actually saw the Bond movie as well in theaters. I just
Oh,
remembered.
no Time to Die. That's the one, right?
Yeah, so that
Oh,
as well.
cool. Oh, nice.
It's nice.
How's
It's
that?
like a good close to the Daniel Craig era.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who do you think the next James Bond has it been announced? Did they announce
No
who the
idea.
next Bond
Salman
is
Khan should be the next James
No,
Bond.
man.
That's like
New formula.
the one thing you thought we wouldn't do.
Yeah. That'll be
Who do you guys think will be
yeah. People wanted Idris Elba, but I think Idris Elba is now too old to play a young like James Bond has to start young, right? When initially. So
Maybe Adam Driver? I don't know.
maybe I could like
I can
even
imagine.
see I can see like even Tom Holland or someone in it.
Yeah.
But Tom Holland is
That's
already
actually the
doing
rumor.
so much. He's
That's actually the
Is it?
rumor, right?
What are you saying?
One of the people, so Tom Hardy, Tom Holland,
both would be nice.
who's the guy who plays, who's in Eternals
Hiddleston.
as well?
Hiddleston also could be a great James Bond. I just thought of it. Oh man, yeah, Loki would be
Yeah.
great.
Who's the guy in Eternals? I keep forgetting. Who's also in Game of Thrones? Not Jon Snow, the other guy.
Kit
Harington.
Yeah.
He's actually been rumored
he's
as well,
also.
not you?
I've heard that rumor. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Okay, just a quick, very funny Kit Harington recommendation. Since again you
Yes.
brought up, is a movie called 7 Days in Hell, starring Andy Samberg. Okay, it's an old movie. It's not like new. It's I think it's like the 4th or 5th season of Game of Thrones, something like that. After that, and it's starring Andy Samberg and Kit Harington in this supposed legendary 7 days long tennis match, and it's just outright hilarious. It's like a mockumentary.
I've seen the trailer. I've seen the movie,
Yeah.
but I don't remember.
It's fantastic, man. It's just
But
like
wait,
45
not Kit
minutes of
Harington, the
around.
other guy. Sorry, James Bond, not Kit Harington, the
Oh,
other
okay, the other brother, the Rob Stark in Game of
guy.
Thrones.
Rob Stark, basically. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's been
I
rumored,
know.
not Kit Harington.
Yeah, cool.
There's this
But
other
I think
movie
Tom Hardy would be
that,
interesting too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think also, yeah. Tom
But
Hardy's
again,
always good in everything.
he's like a formula thing.
Yeah.
His movies would work
Yeah, that's
with
true.
James Bond. Maybe a
Because
new character.
And I'm happy that they did. They say that they won't just turn James Bond into a female character, because I think that the point is that just make a female character. Don't have to convert one, and like that just feels like you're doing it for a gimmick. I thought the actually interestingly, if you watch the last Bond one, the new 007, she's very good. She's toe to toe with Daniel Craig. I forget the
Really?
actress's name, but she's very
Okay.
good. Yeah.
Hey, do you guys watch Black Widow? Because I know, Varun, you're huge
I
on
saw.
the MCU, right?
I saw.
You saw it?
Yeah.
What do you think of Black Widow?
I wish it was in theaters though. It's quite.
Yeah.
It's good fun.
Dude, you remember that
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson even filed a suit
Yeah.
against Marvel
But now
because
she's back.
of the
She's producing one of their next movies as well. Now she's back.
What, she's producing a Black Widow movie?
An unnamed Marvel movie. So there was a recent event. Kevin Feige was on stage. Scarlett Johansson talks about how Scarlett's coming back and is going to be producing a future movie. I have a feeling, and if you guys have seen the movie, and like, spoiler alert, the sister I feel is going to be the new Black Widow.
Yeah, that's what the rumors. Yeah, I've heard this.
So
it makes
she
sense
might
to
just
me,
produce. She might just produce that.
Yeah, that's true. That
Possibly.
makes sense. That'd be cool. I'll be into that. So we've talked a lot about the movies you've seen this year. Any movies that you want to talk about that you haven't? Oh, the best movie I would say that I saw this year. The best movie is The Suicide Squad. The second, the new one, the one directed
So
by
fun.
James Gunn.
I saw it as well. So much fun.
Man, it is fantastic. It's hilarious. John Cena's great. Idris Elba's great. There's a small Pete Davidson
fun
cameo
movie.
and he's funny.
That's what Suicide Squad was supposed to be. Not
Yeah,
that
exactly,
really
man.
drab movie we got.
That was literally the best movie I saw this year, even though it wasn't Marvel, surprisingly. But yeah,
Although Snyder Cut,
yeah. Did you?
so good. So
Really?
good. Yeah, I really liked it.
That's
Like, I
interesting.
would watch
I
that.
put myself off from watching it because I was like,
No.
I didn't watch.
Watch
I didn't like
it.
the movie at all.
It's. I'm happy they got to make it because
Okay.
I think it was. I think Zack Snyder should make a series and not make a movie. It's a great series. Also because they broke it up chapter wise. It really worked for me. It's great.
Okay,
I've seen that
cool.
twice.
What is your favorite movie?
This
Of
year,
this year, yeah.
Dune, Leaps and Bounds. I came back home and listened to the soundtrack twice. Some movies have a texture when you watch it. When you're watching it, you're sitting in the theater and you feel something on your skin. Like just the sound design, just the visuals, every frame is a painting. But also like it's a slow burn. I really like Denis Villeneuve's movies. Although Blade Runner had bordered on boring at some point because he's too much of a slow burn. But this one is also a slow burn, but it's so well made. It's so beautiful as a movie. Like I can't wait for part 2. But by leaps and bounds, my favorite movie of the year.
So I just recently read an article about how Christopher Nolan reacted when Hans Zimmer told him, "Hey man, I can't do Tenet because I have to do Dune."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, it's fine, dude. I understand. You have to do Dune, man. It's cool."
Yeah, it's Dune. Like
yeah,
it's
it's
just
Dune.
that. It's like,
So have you seen the documentary, the famous Jodorowsky's Dune or something? It's a very famous
No, the
documentary.
old one?
Yeah.
No.
So basically, it's a documentary about how this director by the name of Jodorowsky, it was his life's mission to make a Dune movie. So he had so much planning done, or he was talking to artists, he was getting like set designs made, he was getting like costumes made, getting all these creature designs and all. Okay, so it never got made though, but the movie never ended up happening. But a lot of the things that were planned for that movie got used in other movies and became legendary from those movies. Like the character designs for H.R. Geiger's Alien came from Dune when the initial designs of Dune were coming about.
I know.
So yeah, some cool things, man. So if you just another recommendation, Jodorowsky's Dune is the name of the documentary. Please check
I'll
it out.
check it out.
Yeah.
What did
For
you like,
me,
Zalak?
this
What's your
year-
favorite movie?
Yeah, for me, it was this South Korean film called Minari. It got a Oscar nomination for Best Feature. It was a very simple movie, but the end is just Again, like I said in the previous episode, I hardly cry in movies. Like there are literally a handful of movies I've cried, but Minari was one of them.
Okay, what's it about?
It's about this family who moved from South Korea to America to make their lives better, and their struggle to be in America, just sustain themselves.
Okay. Wow.
Crazy.
Maybe.
It's a very beautiful movie.
Did you guys like watch any of the Indian Oscar nominated movies like Serious? No, Emmy was Serious Men, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
Emmy.
So Serious Men got an Emmy. I think last year
Yes.
White Tiger got an Emmy nom, or was it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
not
White Tiger did.
I haven't seen any of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't
But-
even
Me
seen.
neither.
I can't think of. I saw Arya though, which I really liked. I'm
Yeah, even I saw
looking forward
that.
to season 2. A very nicely made series. But no, I haven't. Seen
But
any
at
of
some
those.
times in Arya, it just got too convenient, I felt. Yeah.
But that is, I think I give that to the genre. My worry generally is whenever you get like Russians in and you get, I think those characters automatically become caricatures, which is what I hate. When you can give those characters a little depth, I felt that was a little like, okay, why is this person just being your caricaturish Russian was my only thought.
Yeah.
That's totally fair. Anything else that we missed out on? Anything else, Zalak? Any other movie that we should talk about?
Cruella was a movie, but if
So
anybody's-
good.
yeah,
So much
Was it?
fun.
yeah,
I
Oh.
loved it.
really
So
good.
much fun.
This is
Can't wait for
Emma
the
Stone,
sequel.
right?
Yeah, Emma
Yeah.
Stone.
So
Very
good.
well
Awesome
made.
and everything.
Surprised. I was pleasantly surprised. I went in with zero expectations because it just like I saw it on like you could just rent it and watch. We rented it on a Saturday night, and I was like, oh my god, this is just so much fun, and it's again so beautiful to watch.
Oh yeah, cool.
And then there was this Sardar Udham Singh, Vicky Kaushal.
Vicky Kaushal, correct.
Yeah,
Did
even
not.
I haven't seen it, but apparently it was
Yeah.
huge.
Shersha. How was
Shersha.
you watched Shersha, right?
Yeah, I saw Shesha. I did not like it because the thing is, I saw Lakshya just like a couple of months before I saw Shesha, and I
Oh, you
just
saw
thought
Lux for the first time, or like a couple of months
second time, you know.
ago? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Same. Thank God.
So-
That's okay.
I just thought a lot of Lakshya's plot was similar to Shesha, and I really like Lakshya. So for me, Shesha did not.
But actually,
you know-
speaking of Lakshya, Farhan's directing again, and I'm so happy about that.
Oh
Yeah?
man, I'm very looking forward to that.
Which one? I don't know.
It's
this
the
one.
new
Oh.
movie with Katrina
So he's
Kaif
making a road trip
and-
movie. So
Oh,
Katrina
yeah,
Kaif,
yeah.
Alia Bhatt,
Alia and
and
Priyanka, right?
Priyanka Chopra.
Priyanka
So
Chopra.
basically, his
Yeah.
road trip
Fantastic.
movie, but instead of just
Yeah.
having dudes, which he's always had,
Yeah.
this is so
Great,
I'm really
great
looking
move.
forward to it.
And yeah, I think it'll be good. Farhan can do everything, man. That family is just something amazing.
Yeah, there's something
Crazy
else.
James.
Yeah.
So that brings us to, I think we've covered everything that we wanted to. It brings us to the end of this part of. Oh, wait, I want to ask you a question. We should have done this in the beginning of the episode. Sorry, listeners. But I want to, before we end this, what is your oldest movie memory? You have like one from
Oh
childhood.
yeah.
Like, what is the first movie you saw in the theater or something like that?
I have a very funny story actually. The
Yeah?
first movie that I
First
saw
movie.
was
Hmm.
Kal Ho Na Ho,
Okay.
and we went for the first half.
Damn,
and
you
then
make me
I
feel
had,
old.
and I did not know about the concept of intervals. So
Okay.
we
I
came
thought-
outside.
I didn't know the concept of Kal.
No, so we came out and we got some food and everything. We chilled for 15 minutes and then we went for the second part of the movie.
Oh, yeah?
And then when we came out, I did not remember the movie or whatever, but I thought we saw two movies together in one day. How cool was that? This is the first time I'm watching a
Wow.
movie and I saw two movies. Yeah, that is the memory.
My first ever movie, and because I've been told it was my first ever movie, was Qayamat Se Qayamat Tak. Was the first movie in
Wow,
a
okay.
theater. Yeah, back in the day. But my recollection was actually Mr. India. Mr. India is like by far like. There's one movie I take from my entire childhood saying I was a super duper fan of, can watch again just because it's super nostalgia is in Mr. India. I think, yeah, that was just like doing it right. I feel that it had all the elements you needed for like, you had, it's our, I think sci-fi meets everything else, right? So yeah. Mr. India, leaps and bounds.
For me, I was always a big Govinda fan. But the first Govinda movie I remember going to the theater and watching was Hasina Manjagi, which was again late in the Govinda span of things. But really liked it.
Yeah.
But again, like, so a great memory with Hasina Manjagi because again, fantastic movie. Still, I think as a Govinda movie, it still holds up. As a Govinda,
Yeah,
of
for
course,
sure.
Sanjay
It
Dutt
does.
also. But as a
It
Govinda
does.
movie, it still holds up. But one of the funniest experiences though I've had in a movie theater was in my like 7th standard watching Masti with my parents.
Oh no. Oh no.
Dude, as a kid, it was, dude, we went there thinking, oh, it's Masti, it's a good name. Vivek Oberoi is
too
there.
much Masti
Oh,
happened.
nice. Yeah, Ritesh Deshmukh is there. So we go and man, it's all awkward after that. There's a Satish Shah's character in the movie is a sexologist and he's a creep. That's the entire role of that guy, dude. And he's just like making sexual innuendo out of sexual innuendo. My parents are just super awkward. And I'm actually, as a young kid who doesn't understand all the jokes, I'm laughing my ass off in the theater, which is making all the other people, adults around me even more awkward. Who is this kid? Why is he so happy?
Why is he laughing?
Right now. So that was like a very fun experience.
Yeah.
If I can share another silly experience in a movie theater
Yes.
that I've had is a few years back when Avengers Endgame had come out. Okay, we were all very excited. Me and my friends were very excited, but we couldn't get tickets because everyone wanted to watch this bloody film, and just no tickets for people. But they were playing in theaters this movie 24 hours a day. So you could get even a 3 a.m. show, you could get a 6 a.m. show, and that's what happened. We ended up getting a 6:30 a.m. show. Okay,
AM.
6:30 a.m.
Oh my god.
Dude, which is
I've
this
seen
is insane.
Some dedication.
I've seen the last of the Nolan Batman movies. I saw that at like 8 a.m. show or whatever. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, because everyone wants to watch it. You don't get tickets, so they add more shows because they want to meet demand and make all the money they can in the opening weekends and all. So yeah, so we went to watch Avengers Endgame. 6:30 in the morning. Okay, we entered the theater and we realized that, dude, it's 6:30 a.m. Even the theater staff and all isn't properly functioning right now. It's half empty. Like people are not like whatever paying attention to what's happening. 6:30 in the morning, dude. We enter the theater. We see basically enter the screen and we see that the entire theater is standing. Okay, we realize, oh, dude, the national anthem is going on, but only the video is playing, no audio. Okay, they have forgotten to put on the audio to the national anthem. So the entire thing is just standing there in pin drop silence. Okay, and I'm thinking, dude, why are we standing?
Yeah.
Because national anthem, the audio mein, video mein, we can sit.
But flag
And I
is
realized,
there. No?
dude, this is India. You can't sit during the national anthem. You have to keep
no
standing.
chance.
There's no
Keep
chance.
standing.
There's no chance of sitting.
Don't assume these things. Just stand.
Correct, exactly. So we're just standing there, just literally staring at a jhanda on the screen, basically like the flag on the screen, right, waving. And about halfway through the video, right, I think someone kisi raha nahi gaya because someone started singing also. Okay, about halfway through the video, someone starts singing Jana Gana Mana very slowly. So now you hear an audible moan, and everyone has to join in because now you have to. If one person starts, you have to kind of start, right? Also,
Yeah.
and so we're starting, and so we get to like the second line, which is Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat, Maratha, and the video ends. Okay. And now trailer start, but we have to continue singing because you can't stop the national anthem. Okay.
Oh,
And then
man.
Kabir Singh ka trailer comes out, dude. Because Avengers Endgame time.
Oh, amazing.
Kabir Singh ka trailer comes out.
And you guys are singing.
Yeah, and we are singing national anthem. This guy slapping his girlfriend. We are singing Jaya, 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 Jaya. It was, oh man, it was the funniest thing that has happened.
Oh, man.
It's just
That's
happenstance,
bizarre.
you can't make this shit out, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, you can't. I think these things have to happen like this only. There's no other way to happen. I'm just thinking. So I used to when I first started off, when I worked at MTV and then at Channel V as well, I used to work the Bollywood beat a lot. So I used to go for preview shows. And it's kind of the weirdest movies. So I've actually seen a preview movie show of RGV Ki Aag. I've seen a movie called Darling, which was Fardeen Khan and Urmila. I've seen a preview of Savarya. Weirdly, all the worst
Me
movies
too.
of that
I saw the
time.
preview of Savarya.
Hey, we are the same show.
Bye-bye.
I have no. This is basically where they got people who. So Channel V was associated with the movie. So this is like there was this Bhansali was there.
Okay.
So you come out and the filmmakers there, and thankfully he will not care what you say because you were small fry. But you also you still feel awkward about that was bad, but I can't say it. So just like sheepishly just walk off from there. And I've had a bunch of those. But
actually, even
RGV Ki
I
Aag was
saw-
the best.
Which one?
Okay.
RGV Ki Aag, which is
Ram Gopal
Ram
Varma
Gopal
Ki
Varma remaking
Oh.
Sholay. Oh my god.
Yeah. Why would you go? Asa, you got a preview. Okay.
You get
that
free
makes sense.
tickets.
Free
So the
tickets,
point
that's
is,
true, that's true. Yeah.
you're in a first job. You're getting free tickets
Yeah.
to a movie. You go for the movie.
You
You don't
go,
even
of course.
ever say no.
Yeah,
So that's what we
of
used to do.
course.
So
Yeah.
my father is also a journalist and he gets a lot of these invites. All movies he gets free
Oh, wow.
tickets. So
Wait,
he
he's a-
doesn't go.
Is he an entertainment journalist?
Yeah. So he doesn't go and I go for all these movies. He got a preview show for Eternals and he didn't tell me, dude.
What? He wanted to
Yeah.
go take his other girlfriend.
You should
No, I
tell me you
wouldn't
had
say that.
one job. One job.
Yeah,
Give me tickets.
exactly. So
Yeah,
this time
exactly.
I'll go for Spider-Man.
Okay.
Amazing.
You already
Oh,
told
that
him?
I'm looking
Yeah,
forward
yeah.
to.
Okay.
That I'm
Man,
really looking
I'll
forward
see you
It's gonna
there
be-
then.
What are you expecting? You're expecting all the three Spider-Man, right? Of
to.
course.
All three have to be there.
They have to. How can they not at this point? It's almost like a badly
And
hidden
Matt
secret in
Murdock
plain
as well.
sight.
And Matt Murdock.
Yeah,
as well.
dude, that's so already. There are screenshots that have like been again. Spoiler alert, sorry guys.
Really?
But the screenshots
But
that have
it's all
already
out
come
there.
out.
It's out on the internet.
It's all out there. But Matt
Technically
Murdock
not spoiler
apparently
alert
he
because
doesn't
this is
suit up.
rumor alert.
Yeah, Matt Murdock apparently doesn't suit up. He's just the lawyer for Peter Parker,
Yeah.
who's fighting the case for killing what's his name, Jake Gyllenhaal's character.
Yeah.
In the previous one. Yeah. Okay. So that brings us to the end of this part of the episode. What we will quickly come back and talk about some of the upcoming movies that we are excited to watch. So let's take this quick break.
Don't you think that if everyone around you is getting smart, you better be smarter? Hey there, I'm the traveling professor Siddharth Deshmukh, and I'm back with season 2 of my podcast to make you smarter. Smarter with Sid. What's this season's focus about? Well, it's about 10-minute nuggets that will make you stand out at work. It's time to go from smart to smarter. Tune in every Tuesday and Thursday and become smarter with Sid.
All right, so quickly, guys, what are we excited about in the upcoming months or this?
I'm going to let
2022
Zalak
year?
go first.
Yep, Zalak.
Definitely Spider-Man, and then in
Of course.
22, Gangubai Kathiawadi. Yeah.
Which
The
one's that?
Alia Bhatt movie.
Oh yes, the new
Bhansali.
Alia Bhatt movie.
Yes, Bhansalia.
Yeah, that'll be
Yeah.
great. This one, the Bob Biswas one. The
Oh, yeah.
Abhishek Bachchan
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Actually-
That looks
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, it
Actually
does.
look fun. Yeah.
But I was hoping that they could get the original actor only to.
Yeah,
People-
we were talking
people
about
vote.
that.
Yeah.
They did. Abhishek Bachchan did to Bunty Biswas what got done to him on Bunty and Bubbly.
Yeah.
Basically, he didn't get the main
Yeah.
role, was taken somewhere else. But
Yeah.
what
I'm-
else? Zalak, what else do we have?
I think.
on that?
So then
Or
there's
let's say
83.
83 is releasing. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course. I
End
think
of the year, right?
that's gonna be one of But that's one of those event movies, man, that you have to
Yeah.
go watch in the theater. Will be like momentous and everyone have a great time. You know,
Yeah.
cricket
Then-
also involved. What else does India need? Yeah,
Yeah.
There's
Exactly.
another
Perfect
cricket movie
therapy.
coming, Jersey, Shahid
Jersey.
Kapoor.
That one I think.
So I
won't
know the
do-
story because it's
Okay,
Telugu movie.
Oh,
and
correct.
I'm like, I don't know. I can spoil the entire movie because the movie's already come out. It's not like I'm spoiling it.
Yeah,
But-
exactly.
I know the entire story.
But won't they change it a little bit if just to keep it fresh?
Same
for
guy
some of
directing
the
it. I don't
scenes?
think they will.
Oh, then-
So I have feelings one of those. I think actors find templates. So Shahid Kapoor had like Arjun Reddy became
Yeah.
Kabir Singh.
Correct.
Did
Yeah.
really well. I'm guessing he's
It's
using
basically
that.
the
See, it's a nice story, but I mean, do you want me to spoil it? I can spoil it.
No.
I mean, I don't think it'll be that much of a spoiler anyway. Like, what's the spoiler? It's
I think he's
Okay.
a has-been cricketer.
He goes
who
back-
up and
yeah, who goes
coming.
back
Might
to
at one point in time was going to be in the Indian team and has a heart ailment because of which he has to stop playing cricket. But he wants to show his son at some point that he can actually be not a loser. So he gets back into playing cricket and he ends up in the team. Let me just say, I will leave it at that.
Wait,
Ending
does
is
he
not
die on the
ending is not
pitch?
a happy ending.
he dies on the pitch.
I'm not saying that. I
Alright.
didn't say it. You said
Or
it.
something like that. I mean, yeah, it's
You said
I'm
the
guessing
exact
the
ending of the
spoiler.
Telugu movie, by the way. It's like,
I'm guessing
spoiler
the-
alert.
I'm
That's what happens in
trying
the
to-
Telugu
Yeah.
movie.
I'll have to put this in the description.
Okay,
Yes.
spoiler alert. If you don't want to know what happens in a future movie which is already released in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Jersey came out in Telugu a while back, so yeah.
yeah.
The
Then
remake,
there's
though,
this
which I'm looking
other-
for. Have you heard this remake of this movie called Vikram Veda?
No.
No.
Oh, Vikram
is-
Veda is this fabulous Tamil movie. It's Vijay Sethupathi and Madhavan. It's really basically all the main two characters are both dark. Like they're bad guys. Nobody's a good guy, even the bad.
Okay.
It's a versus thing. They're remaking it in Hindi. It's Ritik and Saif.
Oh, great.
that's
Both.
interesting.
That'll be.
Yeah.
I'm
Great
already
combo.
sold, man.
Yeah,
great
great
combo.
combo.
I don't think they've ever done a movie together, dude.
Yeah,
Have
I
they?
don't think so. No, they haven't.
Wow.
Great
Man,
combo.
exactly. You come across these combinations that always surprise you. Like, yeah, how the two of them being in the industry
That's
for
something.
so long.
Ritik's making some very interesting choices, and he's making this movie called
Seth also,
Fight.
I would say. Seth also
Seth
making,
also.
trying to make
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
even that.
But
Oh,
Seth
I saw
always,
this one
right?
also.
He has always made, except for his Humshakals, which is like one bad
Yeah.
move.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's
Yeah, correct. But what is this Bhoot? What is it? The new one, the one
With Arjun
Police.
Kapoor.
Bhoot Police. Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie was okay, but again, Saif was very interesting in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
So I think
he's having
yeah.
fun.
Yeah, he's having
Yeah.
fun. Exactly. I think
Sorry,
since
Zalak was
Goa
saying
gone,
something.
especially. Yeah, please go ahead.
Don't remember. I think I was talking about the
next
upcom-
movie you're talking
Yeah. Chandigarh Kare Ashiki.
Ah.
It's Ayushmann Khurrana and Vani Kapoor. And Vani Kapoor's character is transgender.
Okay,
and
I've heard this. I've seen
yeah,
this. I've heard
Ayushmann falls in love.
Yeah.
So I saw a trailer of this, and
Yeah.
what it seems to me is just her being a trans character will just become a gimmick in the,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
movie.
Even
I
I
hope
feel
that
so.
doesn't come to that.
But that's
become-
also like if you look at Ayushmann's movies, right? Ayushmann's movies again
Yeah.
one genre. He's become a genre.
yeah,
but
correct.
True.
the better they do, you realize that the tendency to try and not caricaturize, but to make it massier becomes more. So from a
That's
wiki donor to now, you can see that shift. Like what is the last one he made, which is him him being
Well,
gay?
Yeah. What is that, dude? I know.
with the guy from Kota Factory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot the name of the movie. But
Where I thought he was the weakest link in the movie. All the characters, everything was great. He was the only over dramatized,
Shubh Mangal?
over caricaturized
Zyada
character.
Sadhan, yeah.
Shubh Mangal Zyada Sadhan.
Yeah, yeah.
The second
I thought he was the only. He was only over. The only reason why I think this movie could still be good is because of the director, which is Abhishek Kapoor.
Oh, okay.
He's a decent director, so that's the only hope there.
22 movies.
Yeah.
Fighter. I don't know if it's 22 or 23. Ritik and Deepika for the first time together, and it's Top Gun.
Wait, it's gonna be a Top Gun remake?
It's like Top Gun because it's called Fighter.
Top
There is a plane
yeah,
and there is Ritik and Deepika. I'm just joining the dots. I'm like, it feels like Top Gun. Like,
I mean, the next war could be a Top Gun remake because you need two
No, no.
dudes for a good Top
yeah,
Gun
they
remake.
have to find another villain though.
Yeah.
There's
Spoiler
Jayesh
alert for a
Bhai
movie that's come out already.
Jordar.
Yeah, I don't know who it's called.
There's Jayesh Bhai Jordar coming.
I've heard of this.
Ranveer Singh.
Ranveer Singh.
Yeah.
no?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then
There's also that
Bhool
Karan
Bhulaiyaa
Johar
2.
movie, right, which is just finished shooting, which is Ranveer Singh and Alia Bhatt. And I actually like the other cast, which is there's Dharmender, Jaya Bachchan, and Shabana Azmi, who are playing their
Oh, they
parents.
released the teaser, right?
I think they just finished shooting. I think they put a teaser saying they just finished shooting.
think-
Rocky
they
or
put it on
Rani Ki Prem
Instagram.
Kahani or something like that. It's called.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Again, that sounds very interesting. I'll totally watch
Lal
that.
Singh Chadda from Amir
That'll be
Khan.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Dude, already. For sure.
You know, I've become this person who somehow can't watch Amir Khan movies anymore. 'cause
No, don't
he
say
started
that.
to ham a
Don't-
lot, yeah. Like this PK was hammy.
I love PK. I don't know.
Doom 3
Yeah, I
was
like PK.
Yeah.
ham max.
Doom 3 was, agreed.
So
That
the side
was
of me,
awesome.
which I don't know, it somehow got switched off at some point with Amir Khan movies. It's just become, at least in my head.
I get what you mean because this Chadda movie, what is the name, full name again?
Lal Singh
Lal Singh
Chadda.
Chadda also, it does seem like
It's Forrest
being-
Gump. It's
Yeah, it is
an
Forrest Gump, yeah.
official it's an official
Correct.
remake. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is my worry, right?
It is, yeah.
That the way Tom Hanks played it was not hammy, but
yeah.
the
This one does
you
seem
know
a little-
Amir's going to ham it. Like
that Amir looks and eyes and all
Yeah,
that. I get what you mean.
you do that, like that ears will go wider.
Huh? Like, one of those. Yeah, I get what you mean. Cool, fair enough. I think we have covered quite a lot that we need to. Let's end this part of the episode where we talk about the movies and come back and give you guys some awesome recommendations
Yes.
because that's a big part of this episode.
Yes.
Coming back in just a very short time.
Hey everybody, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Cyrus Says, Cyrus is joined by Prachi Gangwani, author of the new book Dear Men, Masculinity and Modern Love in Me Too India. They discuss some of the common experiences that women face in relationships, what problems men experience in today's heterosexual relationships, couple dynamics, and a whole lot more. On the Filter Coffee podcast, Karthik asks independent filmmaker and producer Radhika Lavu about the revolutionary changes in the regional content industry. Want to break out of the habit of people pleasing? On Say No to Drama, Chetna talks about how to say no and stand your ground. All Things Policy discusses the barriers women face in creating and accessing social networks. And on Naan Curry, Sadaf and Archit explore India's favorite cheese, paneer, and its multiple origin stories. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Also, do remember, go check out our website, ivmpodcast.com/YouTube, to get a list of all of our YouTube channels. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. And finally, we would like to thank our sponsors on the network this week, Cred, Bank of Baroda, HDFC Mutual Fund, CoinSwitch, Kuber, Intel, and Oxfam India. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Okay, I have some great recommendations for you guys. Zalak, please start us off. What would you like to recommend?
My recommendation is actually a podcast. It's called Beyond the Screenplay. It's on YouTube. So they just basically take all these classic movies and dissect the screenplay, how it's written, how it was translated into video and everything. All the historiography of a movie, basically. All classics.
Okay,
Yeah, lots to learn.
where can we watch?
YouTube.
Okay, YouTube. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. What about you, Varun?
Bunch of books, bunch of podcasts. I'm just thinking of books. I'm actually listening to the audiobook for Will Smith's memoir called Will.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The new one, no? Yeah,
it's
he just came out,
fabulous.
yeah.
Like he's never written a book, right? So this is his first book. Interestingly enough, he wrote it with Mark Manson. So he got Mark Manson to work with him on his book. There's a fabulous YouTube series called Best Shape in My Life, Best Shape of My Life. I forget the thing. It's on his YouTube channel, which actually was supposed to him becoming fitter while he's writing the book. But it's just very like he becomes a lot more about his like how he's in his head and everything else. It's actually quite interesting. It's not about fitness at all if you watch the series, but it's a great book. The audiobook is like I have the book. It's a big book. It's like
Is it read by Will Smith himself, the audiobook?
Exactly. And
That's
he makes it
that's
fun.
why I like audiobooks. Yeah.
Yeah, and he makes it fun.
Yeah.
It's not just him reading it. Like there are parts when he starts talking as someone else in his life, and he starts doing their voice. There'll be parts where he'll start rapping certain sections. He's added in music in some places. It's produced in the right spaces. But like because I sometimes listen to the audiobook while reading it physically as well. If it's a book I really like, but this one I've just literally put the physical book aside. I'm enjoying the audiobook. So it's great. Like it's so surprising in many ways because it's very self-deprecating yet supremely funny, but also like super emotional.
Does he talk about the dynamic that he has with his Jada Pinkett, with his wife?
I haven't come to that part yet. I'm like halfway through.
I'm sure.
No, I'm halfway through.
I'm sure
I'm still like I'm still the part where they become the first rappers to win a Grammy. When he's super young, like he was 21 or something like that. And I'm at that point, and how then everything kind of goes sideways from there. So I'm at that point. So
I remember two very famous Will Smith songs back in the day were Party Starter.
Yeah.
Oh, at the Party Starter. And what are the other ones? Switch or something, What is it?
Yeah, Switch. Getting Jiggy With It. There was Miami.
Jiggy With It, yeah.
But what he won the Grammy for was much before all of those.
Okay.
These are all stuff he came out with after he became an actor. This is before he became an actor, which actually won the Grammy. It was something called Parents Just Don't Understand. Or there was Girls Don't Understand and Parents Don't Understand. I think there were two of them. But yeah, so they're very very young. It was the Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So anything else you would like to recommend? You had a few things you were saying.
This
is Will.
I'm just thinking about it. This is Will. I'm huge Stoicism fanboy. As a philosophy, reading Courage is Calling, which is so basically read any book by Ryan Holiday if you want to kind of get into Stoicism. Great gateway into it.
I don't understand, what is Stoicism?
Stoicism is an ancient philosophy. Yeah. So you had like you seen Gladiator? Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who dies in the beginning.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
So Marcus Aurelius is by far one of the greatest Stoic philosophers of all time. His book called Meditations is one of those things you read. Like I'm just going to start reading it now. And so it's interesting. It's philosophy, but also it's about how you can kind of deal with life. One of the fundamentals of it is it's courage, temperance, wisdom, and I'm forgetting the last one. I'm drawing a blank right now. But yes.
No.
So basically talks about how you can kind of live your life, but it's more practical. So like one of the things for me, I got into it a lot more doing ever since lockdown started, because one of the fundamental lines is that you need to focus on the things you can control and not the things that are out of your control. And that's how you can kind of like, you can block out all the noise and actually kind of focus on what you can do, right? So that's kind of helped me. So I've gone deep, like read all the books on it, talk a lot about stillness and courage and how like to look at ego. Any book by Ryan Holiday.
But you were saying there's a book called Meditations by
Marcus Aurelius, yeah. So basically he used to journal.
So it's a book that has survived this entire time.
Yeah. So he used to journal, and eventually his journal became a book called Meditations. There's another philosopher called Epictetus. Epictetus also had a book called Discourses, which also is something to read. There are a bunch of these that have stood the test of time. And in recent years,
the only ancient book I know is called Iliad, the Troy one.
Yeah,
that's the only one I've heard of.
But these are interesting.
Not read.
But weirdly enough, a lot of the stuff he's written in his journal back then are so relevant even now for you, because he was basically like his whole point was this guy was like the emperor of the world, right? But he was dealing with there was the plague and he had to figure, there were wars, all that stuff. He had he had to figure out who would take over after him.
Imagine in the meditation, in his memoirs is written, wear a mask.
Yes, wear a mask. I'm very sure he would have said wear a mask. So, but also in recent times, it became more popular because this guy called Ryan Holiday, who used to be a marketing guy, but always was a Stoic follower. His first couple of books did really well, and he starts to write a book on Stoicism, and it does really well. The first one is called The Obstacle is the Way. Then he wrote another one called Ego is the Enemy. Then he wrote another one called Stillness is the Key. He's almost brought Stoicism to the modern world. And he also has a YouTube channel, has a podcast called The Daily Stoic, has now he's written 10 books in the last 10 years. Writes a book a year.
That concept we just said, like ego is the enemy, is a line we've all heard.
Yeah.
Is that a concept of Stoicism? Is that where it comes from?
So they do talk about ego in an interesting way, right? They do talk about ego as something which you kind of look at, because obviously there are sides which say you should not have ego. The sides which say you should have and all that stuff. They talk about balance. They talk about how ego can actually be a great tool if you know if you're almost true to yourself. kind of reflect on yourself. You know what there is this, and weirdly enough, I'm reading this book which I actually would recommend. In Not Connected Stoicism. It's called The Year of Yes. It's by Shonda Rhimes. Shonda Rhimes, the creator of Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, and of course Bridgerton. She went through this year of where she decided to say yes to most things she would say no to in life, and she wrote a book about it. She quotes one of Muhammad Ali's lines where he says that it's not.
It's a quote from Muhammad Ali, is it?
It's not a quote from her book. It's actually it's a quote from Muhammad Ali, which she says, it's not bragging if you can back it up.
Great line. Yeah. That's true.
Because it's the fact that you either like bragging or you are like holding back, right? But this line is actually about the balance. It's not bragging if you can back it up. And even Ryan Holiday doesn't only write about the ancients. Like he'll talk about Winston Churchill, who was a Stoic. He talks about many people, even modern day, from generals to leaders, etc., who followed the philosophy. So it's interesting. The good part is the book's an easy read, smaller chapters, but yeah, you should read the Shonda Rhimes one. It's a lot of fun. She basically introvert who's a showrunner happens to make a show that becomes Grey's Anatomy. And the introvert in her refuses to let her kind of go out and take ownership. Like, you are Shonda Rhimes, you made Grey's Anatomy, right? But she was this person who said no to most things, not go out to any parties or awards or go give any speeches till 1 year. I think something her sister says, and she says, "Screw it, I will say yes to things I always said no to." So it's super fun. Like, you can read it like it's more like it's almost like someone's talking and they've written it down. It's not like a book, which is a lot of fun because she talks about how like being a badass is important. But she defines badassery, and she says that I just said that I wrote it on my computer, and my computer told me, should I add this to dictionary or is this an error? And I said I add it to the dictionary, which means now that's a word. And she defines it like how you would in a dictionary, and then she talks about the Muhammad Ali code. But yeah, actually another book recommendation that was. I don't know if I have too many books which I read. I am actually only one more book recommendation, which is actually it's called Humor Seriously.
Okay.
Humor Seriously is a book about how humor can help you in your career. These two not then professors, but they teach a course in I think Harvard or Wharton, if I'm correct, on how humor can help you in as an MBA or as a business grad, right? They teach that actually. And this entire book's about just like how can you use techniques of humor in career, in life. And not think that you just have to be funny to be a person who uses humor. You don't have to be funny. Humor and being funny are two different things. It's also a really funny book because it's like two of them written it together. It's also there's a lot of humor in the book itself.
Very good. That's cool, man. America has these fun courses like there's a degree course in America where you can get a degree in comedy now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. How cool is that, dude? You can just get degree in
I'll
joke
tell you what
writing.
this course is called. I have books lying right here. I'm going to pick it up. Going to have some sound come up if my Kindle falls down at some level. But let's see. It's got a great cover though. It's like a really fun cover. So they teach this course, which is called. They teach in Stanford. The course is called Humor Serious Business. It's at Stanford's Graduate School of Business, where they teach MBA students about how to use humor.
That is damn cool.
I would say
I can relate to that.
Because like people at work, the whole premise is that you are funny in life, or like you just like have humor in life, but you come to work, you decide to be only serious. That's what you've always been told, but you should not be unfunny or lack humor at work, which I think is an interesting thing.
I know till date my resume says always cracking stupid jokes or something like that.
Yes.
Like always cracking jokes or something.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing to have.
Yeah, always a good thing to have.
Yeah.
What are your recommendations?
What I would like to recommend is one is the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia 15th season started yesterday.
Still going on?
Still going on and still bloody fantastic. The first episode came out on OTT today, which I can't wait to watch. So very looking forward to that. Still great, man. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. The three main guys, Glenn Howerton, Rob McElhenney, and Charlie Day, started It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia podcast, which is like they watch an episode, then they talk about their memories with that episode, shooting and writing about it, whatever they remember, because it's been 15 long years. So that's what the podcast. Right now, it's only on the 5th or 6th episode. So they're still in the first season right now.
Oh, nice.
So that is the first thing I would recommend. The second thing is a great Netflix show. It's a superhero heist show. It's called Super Crooks. Okay. And it's just this chill thing, dude, on Netflix. It's super sleek. One of the great anime opening sequences, I would say. Not sequences, opening music tracks or animations or whatever. Very cool, very slick. And the main guy has the powers of electricity or whatever. He can like electrify shit.
There are superpowers and everything.
Yeah, the superpowers. But the point is, these guys, they don't want to be heroes. Their thing is, we want to be like villains. We want to be crooks. We want to steal things
Nice.
using our powers. And there's what's wrong in that?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a cool premise. I'm like just 2 episodes left from the first season for me, and it's still fantastic. So
That's
I would
good.
highly recommend it. Check it out.
So when you were talking about It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia,
Mhm.
they also have a podcast just the same way for The Office. So Jenna
Office.
Fisher
Yeah, I know.
and
And Dwight's
girl.
love interest in the
Yeah.
thing. Angela.
Angela.
Yeah, correct.
They have a podcast about Office
Yeah.
and they do the same thing.
Oh, cool.
They watch these episodes and they talk about it.
These are like
Damn
these are
cool.
called watch along podcast or hear along
Yeah.
podcast, something like that. That's the term for that. I think
Yeah.
even Scrubs is doing that. If you guys are Scrubs fans, Scrubs is doing that with a podcast called Real Friends, Fake Doctors, Real Friends. That's the name of the show. Fake
Have you guys
Doctors,
heard
Real
Smartless?
Love it. Arrested Development and Sean Hayes from
Such a great thing. And weirdly enough, the episode I just started listening to has Dave Grohl. And another
Yeah.
memoir to read, Dave Grohl's memoir. It's called The Storyteller.
Dave
It's
Grohl's
it's
memoir.
so
Okay.
much fun. So unlike what you would get from a rock musician, he's really like a nice guy, nice happy guy who has not done drugs. It talks a lot about his family, about his daughters. It's a lovely, like it's one of those like all heart kind of books.
One of my favorite episodes of Smartless is Conan's. Conan
Oh
O'Brien.
yeah.
Lovely episode.
I
because
love that.
Conan will just keep
That's
like shitting on
been
each other. It's
saved,
hilarious.
downloaded on my
Yeah, yeah.
phone in case I'm on a
Absolutely.
flight ever, which
As
I'm
it-
like, I
as
don't
it should
really
be.
listen to listen. That
Yeah.
episode, and when there's an episode on, actually I'm recommending too many books today. Seth Rogen wrote a book.
Yeah,
If you haven't read that, you should read it. It's the funniest book I've read in years.
really.
It's so
Okay.
funny. It is like I wasn't reading it in the bedroom because I would just wake someone up at night.
You're laughing. You're
I was laughing. I was sniggering away. So I would go sit in the living room and read
Great.
it. But
I'm gonna read it. Yeah.
Seth Rogen goes on Conan O'Brien's podcast, and Conan
Okay,
O'Brien
yeah, I've
he had
seen
talked
that
about
episode.
shit that is fucking like that. That is like I have listened to that episode twice back to back
wow.
because I have laughed so much because Conan's mad, Seth Rogen's
Conan's
mad.
insane.
So it's just that combination is just nuts.
If you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, by the way, Seth Rogen is on the latest episode of Curb. Curb is also still
nice.
going on,
I haven't seen it.
and he has a very hilarious cameo about the things you can say and you can't say. It's just too funny. Great.
But
comedy.
read Seth Rogen's book. If I would recommend one book in recent times, not Will Smith, I would still read the Seth Rogen book. It is hilarious. His mom wrote the back of the book has, you have someone write a blurb, right? He's got his mom
Yeah.
to write it. And his mom, like, I knew that. I didn't know what to expect, but I was hoping there wouldn't be so much stuff about drugs in it.
Yeah. Just a quick thing. Again, we should be ending this. We've already gone over an hour, but Seth Rogen got into pottery recently.
Yeah.
Have you seen his his pottery skills, dude?
He makes
They're
ashtrays.
mad
He makes
pottery skills. Yeah, like things he wants to make, like ashtrays. Yeah, again,
He says,
like
I'm never going to have kids, so I make pots.
pots. Yeah, he makes pots basically. Pot and pots.
Yes.
That should be
Pot
Seth
and
Rogen's
pots.
podcast.
That's what it is.
All right, that brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you so much, Varun. This was
Thank you guys. It was
great
fun.
to have your insights on the movies, and this is a lot of fun.
Like-
Zalak?
It was a lot of fun. I don't know.
Okay, I was waiting for you to say that.
That was like a very like, thanks, fine. Like 1 hour.
Yeah.
Like, can I have this 1 hour back?
No.
Thank you so much, my Varun.
Always
This
up
is
for
too
to
nice.
talk about movies.
Yeah, always.
Thanks, guys.
Eventually, you'll see the end of your childhood,
Get accustomed to womanhood.
enjoy the experience of sisterhood,
Might get to wifehood
or not, choose motherhood,
or not. You'll learn to define your personhood.
earn a livelihood,
Change the neighborhood.
and get rid of the falsehood that life post academia is easy.
So join me, Natasha,
And me, Ayushi,
on a journey from station starting point.
to station, what now?
Next station, Pudin Station, and hopefully, Agla Station, adulthood.
Fresh episodes out every Thursday.
Have you ever wondered where the business world is headed? How the ways in which we create, market, and sell to consumers will evolve? Or if we'll ever go back to wearing pants while working? For answers to all of this and more, tune into Advertising is Dead with me, Varun Dugirala. Every Tuesday, as I talk to entrepreneurs, leaders, and change makers from across business, media, marketing, and beyond. You can catch all episodes of Advertising is Dead on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get your podcast from.